Generic greetings and welcome to Construction plus Prison-Arcitect plus Alpha 12 episode 7. In the previous episode we got a fair amount of things polished off down the bottom here. These cell blocks were unfinished, we'll use the term. They had the cells designated and the beds and the toilets put in and all the plumbing etc. Just minor things like the walls and the benches and the phone booths and the CCTV cameras weren't put in. So we made sure that that's all complete now. And these cell blocks down the bottom are mostly done. We need to put a metal detector at each entrance eventually. We also need to put cell doors on, but at the moment we don't really need that. Well, hopefully. As long as it doesn't kick off, we're okay. As long as I don't have to use the bang up button, we should be okay. We also need to put the floor in, but that's more of a that's a detail thing. That's like a just something for looks, because at the moment we've got the concrete floor, which is fast enough. So any floor we put in is either going to slow them down, or most likely the floor I'm going to put in is still going to be high speed, but it's just going to be for sort of aesthetic purposes. We have also got this cell block up here completed from scratch in one episode, and we've also start to transition over to high risk. In fact, let me just pause it for a moment while I go to reports and prisoners and open up my high risk intake. We have 12 high risk prisoners and 32 medium. The plan is to start transitioning over to have just all high risk prisoners. We can see we have a fair amount of normal risk, but like I say, we're not going to be receiving any more now. All of the prisoners we receive from here on in are going to be high risk. We also need to start construction of these up here. I've built this since between the previous episode and this one. I've built this foundation with the spare money I have. So let's unpause it and actually get on with this, shall we? Let me go to materials and brick wall and just put the brick wall in the back here. I also need to go to utilities and electrical cable and drag electrical cable up to about there. And I'm going to go to my rooms and cell and designate my 3x2 cell blocks all the way up to the top of the cells. We have 4 on each side, which means 8 in total. So we got a fair amount here. Fair amount of cells. What do we need to do? Yeah, beds. Put some beds in. Put the beds all the way along the right hand side first. Spin it round and put it on the left hand side. There we go. And then finally we go to toilet. And we will put them in, this time on the left hand side, spin it around, put it on the right hand side second. See, we're mixing it up a little bit. We also need to go to drain, put a couple of drains in. We also need to do our shower. If I can actually find shower head, there we go. 3 in the back, spin around, and then 3 down the bottom. I'm not yet going to designate it as shower. Let me just force that jail door open as well. I'm not going to designate it as shower yet, because if I do, then they might go and use it, and then that'll flood everywhere, and it's just a big pain. It says I have 3 remaining electrical cables. Does it actually mean 3, or is it just bugged? No, I think it actually means I had 3 spare, yes. There was a bit of a bug last episode that you may have not noticed, where I had a couple of spare electrical cables, although I did manage to fix it during the episode. I found them, they were lying about and such. So, a couple of things from the last episode, a couple of comments and such. A lot of people said we should start introducing metal detectors, which I basically, well, there was a couple of comments saying stop building altogether and just put metal detectors in. I'm not going to go with that, because I think that's a bit overkill. We don't really need that many just yet. I mean, if we go to my reports and then contraband, you can see that there's a very low supply of narcotics and a fairly low demand. Weapons and tools, well, weapons used to be a fairly big supply and a fairly big demand, but it's gone right down. Basically, whenever we get high-risk prisoners, their generic stance, their first default stance is normally violent, so they're always on the edge. They always want to have weapons to defend themselves, but as they're integrated into the system and they realise that they're probably not going to get stabbed, since, as we can see from our evaluation, we have had no serious injuries, no unsolved murders. Basically, we haven't had a fight. We've never had any fights at all. Danger level is low. It's pretty much always stayed around the low. I don't think it's even went to medium yet. But yes, anyway, they realise then they don't need these weapons, and then they won't actually use them, which means that we don't really need to screen it out as much as we might otherwise need to do so, because say if everybody had shears, or a shotgun. Say if everybody in this prison had a shotgun, which I could actually put in the game if I just went to the save file, I could easily do it, or just some random bug happened and they got all shotguns. They still wouldn't use them unless they feel violent. Look, 15 prisoners say they're well treated, so the chances of them using it are, non-existent at the moment, as far as I can see. I've never, seen them actually use it, just, because they're bored, and I fancy shooting someone, boom, and just make some guy sidewalk me. There's no point, and they don't do it as far as I can see. So at the moment, because the the prison's running so well, we don't need to screen things out, which means I can actually concentrate on getting more prisoners, basically get this thing finalised, and then add all the metal detectors. Long story short, I won't be putting in any metal detectors. To answer the question that I sort of introduced about 5 minutes ago, I won't be putting in metal detectors all over the place. I'll actually be doing these up here first. Although I will be introducing metal detectors at some entrances as we go along, but just not yet. But this episode, we hopefully will get all of these done. Maybe not all of them, probably only the next 2. But we'll see. The plan is to get these all done, and then the next episode, couple of episodes left, we can actually finish it all off and finalise it, because we are getting close to the end of this alpha. So we have 8 prisoners turning up in 1 hour 43 minutes, which is okay, although it was a bit of a problem because I have 43 prisoners and I can hold 63, so I really need to keep this intake open now because, as you can see, prisoners due to release, there's 2 prisoners about to be released. Where prisoners are going down because obviously the way medium risk or normal risk, however you want to say, I call them. Because there's high risk and low risk, I always call them medium risk. The normal risk prisoners or the medium risk prisoners, they tend to come and go after about 5 or 6 days or something like that. I don't know the exact ratio, but they tend to disappear, in quite short order. So it's something that that's one of the reasons why I'm going for high risk. But we're going to be letting all them guys go when they come to release date. But I'm not going to be receiving any low risk or medium risk. It's all going to be high risk from now on because they tend to stay around a little bit longer. Anyway, this cell block up here looks like it is almost done. I need to go to utilities and small pipe and drag a small pipe right up to the top here, and then we'll plumb in all of these toilets and shower heads so we can actually actually have it function as a shower and such. There we go, that's all done. 7,025 generic credits. I'm getting 1,872 generic credits just for being a prison. And then I'm getting probably about 8 or 9 grand from the workshop. So we're getting a fair amount. Obviously, as my prisoner count increases, I will be able to get. I'll be getting more money from the daily cash flow, so we should be okay. It looks like Featherstone is getting searched. Yes, and has he got anything on him? Don't know. What about Littlewood? Where's he? There he is. There. Contraband is his recent misconduct. Ah, well. I know a lot of people shouted on that in the previous episode. Martin, yes, he's here. Thews, you probably already know him, but if you don't know, Martin Littlewood's a guy that he's known to frequent on the old YouTubes and make 1 or 2 videos now and again. I'm sure you can Google it or search on the YouTube. Anyway, what do we need to do? We need to clean this for a start off. Why is that all really dirty? Let me go to... It might be something to do with me messing around with here. Let me go to deployment and then jobs. Make sure that's maxed out. Yes, it is. Make sure that's maxed out, which it is. And then the laundry. Let's undo everything and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people on it. I mean, I can have maximum 17, but it's just pointless. We only need 6 people to push the carts, because I believe I bought 6 carts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need a couple of people inside it working. So we don't need really any more than 10. Any more than that, and it's a bit of a waste. And to be fair, we now have 51 prisoners of 64, so if I wanted to, I could just assign, 17 there, but the rest, they're just going to be standing around, so there's not really any point, in my opinion. Right, so it looks like this is almost done, although they're still plumbing it in. The workers are too busy walking around, getting it done. That's okay. Looks like we're getting these prisoners brought in. I haven't actually put a metal detector at the entrance yet, which is a bit of a problem. I need to sort that out at some point, put a metal detector here at the entrance. I'll do it at some point. A couple of people were shouting about people escaping in the previous episodes, but as you can see, there's been no escapes. I don't know why there's been a couple of people shouting in the comments. So I don't know if you were shouting in the comments or not. Or even just talking, or even just whispering, or just typing, whatever. But there was a lot of people saying, or at least a couple of people saying, oh yeah, look, there's escape at like 40 minutes in. Well, no escapes, just someone being released. There's been lots of people released. That's how the game works these days. So, looks like these high-risk prisoners are getting taken to this new cell block, the one without any walls and isn't built yet. Fantastic. Let me go to materials, brick walls, and actually start putting these brick walls in. Obviously, we will... I have to build around the prisoners trying to steal everything. There we go. And done. There we go. And then that cell block's almost done. In fact, I can go to rooms and I can go to shower. Designate all that as shower. And then once these brick walls are put in, I might as well finish it off by going to bench. Putting in a bench there and there. I'm just using this one as a comparison, we need to put our CCTV in, which is that, and then we also need to go to our phone booths and put a couple of them in, spin them round, put them in there, go back to rooms, go to our common room and put a common room there. Hang on. There, and there, I believe. Yes, perfect. And then there's that cell block almost done. If I can get a cell block done per game day, I'll be absolutely content with that. Not a problem at all with that. We have another 8 prisoners arriving in 12 hours, which is good because we're losing prisoners left, right and centre. Not physically losing them like a set of car keys, you understand, but they are actually getting released. If I go to my deployment, you can see I've still got this area and this area is staff only, which you might think, hang on, that's a bit of a mistake. Well, not really, no. The whole point is that this has been... I've kept this area here. This is our solitary area. I've kept this solitary because... I've kept this staff only because we currently don't need to use it. 43 prisoners say they're well treated. There is no one really complaining about this prison. So... I don't need the solitary. Solitary you only need if obviously they've done something really bad and they get put in here. Things like contraband, I don't think they don't go to solitary. Contraband. Hang on, I've got a metal detector at the entrance. I've got one there. Oh well, I'm just totally blind apparently. Yeah, I thought I need to put one there as well at some point. Yes, this is staff only because well, I just don't need to use it, and I'd rather have these staff only sort of magnet repelling areas. When you put staff only, they just generally won't go into it if they're behaving. So it's more of a magnet to keep them away. So I'd rather do that than leave, because that door, these 2 doors are locked open. There's only that door stopping them running out. I mean, they could just go and out and gone if they really wanted to. So it's risky. I should really close that jail door, but no, I'm going to leave it. I trust them. I bet this trust is well misplaced, but hey-ho. Right, so it looks like they're actually working in the workshop, which is fantastic. Get me some more money. I have 3,602 generic credits. Not really enough to build another foundation here because it costs about 2,000 and a bit plus change. Yeah, 2,000 plus change really to do this area, and that will probably not leave me enough to buy all of the sheet metal. I'd rather sort the sheet metal out. Obviously, something I really need to keep an eye on is the sheet metal coming in and make sure it's transferred in and such. Here we go. There's another 2. There's 200 spent on sheet metal. In fact, just one moment. Let me pause it and save it. You can see my Prison-Arcitect save name scheme. That stands for Prison-Arcitect Alpha 12 episode whatever we're on. Yeah, it makes sense to me, so we've saved it. Right, so we need to... we need to get these 4 done. The plan is, and this is just only the plan at this early stage of this episode, to get all of these done this episode. Next episode, get all the metal detectors put in, and probably some of the floor and such, and then that might even be the last episode, depending on what happens. I don't know. I reckon we've got at least another couple of episodes in the series until we move on to the next one. If we move on to the next one, I'll take that vote later in the series at the last episode, but... yeah, this has been we're being quite efficient with this prison. I mean, it's not an overly complicated prison. Certainly compared to pod prison, this is just a breeze. One moment. Today's beverage is coffee. And then water, because this is going to be a long episode, so I'm going to have a lot of beverages around me. There we go, there's another 136 38 generic credits spent on some sheet metal. So yes, this has been quite an easy prison. Let me just speed up. Easy prison in terms of the design and such go, because all we've really got, sort of down the bottom we have our cell blocks pointing inwards, and at the top we have the cell blocks pointing inwards. Well, obviously just in 2 different directions. These point up, these point down. But the point inwards towards the centre, where the centre has all the amenities, so our canteen, our kitchen, our workshop and such, all of them things, and then obviously at the bottom right here we have our solitary, which we've never used. We've also got our water pump and power station, and up the top left we have our admin area as well as infirmary and morgue, which the morgue I still haven't built yet, and the infirmary we've never had to use. It's literally we've built it. And like a country that's gone bankrupt, we've just closed the doors and went, you know what, we'll come back to that when we've got money and we need to use it. I mean, that medical bed, we literally just, we folded all the sheets, we made it all nice, and then just left it. We haven't bothered touching it since. We just left it. So as we open, we'll just open up and just be full of dust. We just need to dust it off, and then the infirmary's ready for use, I guess. Right. Yeah, but everything's been going all right. Like I say, we haven't had any violence really. The only problem I've really encountered isn't really a problem with the design at all, really. It's just the performance issues, or the general game slowing down over a matter of time issue, which is sadly something that is completely really unavoidable at this stage, because alpha game is alpha. It just means that there's a couple of reloads and a couple of cuts during the episode, but not exactly a big problem, is it? Almost certainly down to the workshop, I am guessing. At least that's what happens with Pod Prison. We spent a day in the workshop, and then after it was done, it would just be dead. We'd go from solid, nice frame rate to, by the end of the workday, dead, everything's broken, nothing working at all. As far as our kitchen goes, there's a couple of things that I'd probably redesign if I was to design it again. Obviously, you can't. I was going to say you can't design it perfectly from day one. I can't design it perfectly from day one. I'm sure someone can who's much better at the game than me, but if I was going to design it again, I would probably figure out another place to put this water pump and power station. Down the bottom here outside, I don't like it. I always like them indoors if possible, or at least in their own separate area. This area up here, the power station, as you can see, that powers like all of these, which it's okay. It does the job. As you can see, it's just over halfway on the old power power drain there. We've got one more place we can actually put a capacitor, but for the time being, it's okay. But I would probably move one up here and one down there if I was going to redesign it, and maybe extend this out a little bit, but, you know, that was only if I was going to redesign it. It works okay for the time being. And there's workday finished. I think I'm going to have a quick load so it doesn't run like a bag of bolts. So yeah, what we need to do is, you didn't even notice that cut at all, did you? Be honest. Totally seamless. So yes, what we need to do is, well, we probably need to think about, I was going to say we probably need to think about our priorities for the build order, because I was originally going to just build all of this up here, but I am starting to think with all of these prisoners, it might not be a good idea. In fact, what I'm going to do now, let me just check my contraband. It's still quite low. It's not too bad. Yeah, with the... there's that age-old bug there. Let me just go to deployment and guards, unassign a guard, then put a guard back on it, so the other guard moves back down to here instead of standing on top of the other guard. Yeah. As I was saying, I don't know whether it would be a good idea to build all of these just in one go, and then put metal detectors in. I think I'm going to have to put probably a couple of metal detectors around. Probably up here, mainly. Yeah, up here, really, because I can't, in sort of good conscience, have that door always locked, because it means it's just bad form. You know, you don't want all the prisoners to have to walk around all the way here to come inside. And if we're just, you know, not just ignoring the conscience bit for a moment, it's just bad design. You don't want that door locked. So in fact, I'm going to go to... Actually, I'm going to go to foundations and building, and build that, which is going to cost 2,300. We'll have 300 left, which is enough for a jail door. There we go. And there's that put in. So there's another foundation for our another cell block. Like I say, we'll be racing through to hopefully get these ones done, but we'll see. Again, sort of early days yet, isn't it? Yeah. There's one thing I've been worried about, and that is I've never had a mixed prison of medium risk and high risk. I don't think there's... Not really anyway. I don't think there's going to be a problem because, well, danger level is low. 28 prisoners say they are well treated. If I go to my needs, the needs are getting taken care of. Contraband is pretty low, although I think in the work time tomorrow we'll do another shakedown because it's just interesting mainly. And it keeps things low, keeps everyone happy. But yeah, the one thing that was really concerning me is the work time. We do have a fair amount of work time. If I go to my regime, you can see we've got a big solid 8 hours in one go of work time, which is normally a bit too much, especially for high-risk prisoners, but so far it's been okay. So I think high-risk prisoners in general, their boiling point is lower than everybody else's. It doesn't take much to send them over the edge, but as long as we keep doing what we're doing now, which is keeping everybody content and happy, then we shouldn't really have a problem with it. At least that's my opinion anyway. Right, so it is 10:30, it's still eat time, we've got 11 o'clock as free time and then a bit of sleep for them. At 12 o'clock we should get, well, according to this, $2,400. from our daily income, and then we'll probably get another 8 or 9 from our workshop, although that looks like they've actually probably produced more than I thought. 50, 49, 49, 49, 36, not too bad over there actually. Fair amount. Let me cancel them 2 off. We do not need them 2 there because they always get removed once I build the walls. Let me force that door open and let them out. Is this one done? I keep looking at this and thinking I've missed something, but I haven't. Everything's in there. Yeah, everything is in there. I've designated a shower. Yeah, we're pretty much sorted. Do I just go ahead and build... Oh, what was that? Oh, that was the metal detector going off. There we go. High-risk prisoner. No surprise there. Yeah, do I build this straight off? I think I'm going to have to, aren't I? I might as well. There's no point in leaving it an empty room. I could probably get rid of this holding cell at some point as well anyway and extend the common room. Although, at the moment, it doesn't really need to be extended. I mean... There's all the televisions in there. In fact, let me get that guy over there. Just to see what the prisoners are doing. Oh, they're just watching television. See, there's no problem really in this common room. We don't really need a bigger one. There's certainly not enough prisoners to use it. I could do with some phone booths in places, but really, these phone booths, these work well enough. What there isn't is, it's not clean. You can see it's a bit dirty in places. And I don't know whether that's the floor or whether... there you go, he's using the phone booth. Oh, here's our money. I don't know whether it's the... how am I going to get off license plates? I said 9 grand. Oh! Bang on the money, 9 grand. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure whether it's the floor just not being cleaned or whether it's just, you know, the concrete getting dirty for, you know, just because the prisoners are smothering fluids on it. Nondescript generic fluids that I wouldn't want to start commenting on what they would do, but I'm guessing it's the former. They're not going to be... it's not getting cleaned, which I don't know whether that's... hang on. There's a problem there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know whether that's because they... whether it's not getting clean because I don't have enough janitors, or maybe hire another janitor at some point. What I don't actually have is a groundskeeper, which is weird. I should really do that at some point. Anyway, I've designated all these as cells, and now I'm going to go to my bed. Well, I'm not going to go to my bed, you understand. I'm just going to get the beds out of the Prison-Arcitect catalogue and start putting them in the cell areas to make this a valid cell block. It's probably going to take these workmen most of the night to do this, but that's fine with me. There's all the cells put in. We can obviously stay with objects, I guess. Got shower heads, 3 at the top, 3 on each side at the top even. Put them in there. Click on drains, do it there. Probably go to bench and put in a bench there and there. Can also go to phone booth, put in one there, spin it round, there and there. And there's that almost all put in. Obviously I need to go to utilities at some point and actually power this thing up, so we'll drag power up to there, and I'm going to wait for putting anything else in because it'll probably overload everything. I'd rather wait for it to get completed. That's probably going to be done, and I was going to say that's probably going to be done. I might as well designate a shower, but making assumptions like that is not good, so I'm not going to do it. I'm also going to go to my objects and metal detector. I'll put a metal detector in the bottom there and then force open that door. Now we've actually got a way for them to come in the top as well instead of flooding in down the bottom. I have mentioned that I want to replace these. These are the fences. I was going to replace the fences with probably brick walls like this. And the reason for that is because it's dirt underneath. And as far as I was aware, if you place that, it always reverts to dirt, but apparently that's not the case. Someone mentioned in the comments. Now, I haven't tried it because I'm still not going to do it. I actually think that looks very nice, so I'm going to go with this. And for some reason, and I don't know if this is just me, it probably is, but that brick wall reminds me of Red Alert 2. the Soviets, the Soviet walls and such. And the Soviet side, like what are they actually called, Soviets? Yeah, it's Allies and Soviets in Red Alert 2, isn't it? But the walls look that colour. They're exactly like that. The big high walls and such with the sort of dark brown bricks. Don't know why. I love that. I love that game, Red Alert 2. Ooh, that's getting cold. I better drink that. Right, so, did I designate these as common room? Yes, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me double check. Oh, I can hear them sleeping. Well, you can also hear the noise of these. Key them. CCTV's going round. Apparently that noise of the CCTV camera is actually a timer, like a plug timer. Yeah, I don't know how I know that. I think there was I was going to say a documentary, but that isn't the case. The Prison-Arcitect documentary. No, there was like a making of video, I think. I should probably also force that door open as well and put in a metal detector up here. I think that'll be pretty good. Let me go to brick walls and put in some brick walls as well. Obviously I'm going to transition over to brick walls down the bottom, but again, that's detail stuff. I don't need to do it just yet. Right, what are the workmen actually doing? They are doing work. That's the main thing. But there's a lot of stuff getting brought in. There's more prisoner uniforms. We have 50 prisoners out of 69. Obviously, that's going to increase as we 69, 70, 71, 72 beds we're going to have overall by the look of it once we get these in. So that'll be fine. We've got another 8 prisoners turning up, which, after we get this one person leaving, should take us to 57. So we're okay, I think. Yeah, we're doing alright. What else have I forgot around here? I forgot something, but I can't for the life of me see what it is. Apart from walls. And CCTV? Yes, it's CCTV, that's what it is. CCTV hasn't been put in, so let me remedy that now by doing that. And there's the CCTV actually plumbed in. I also need to go to rooms and common room and put common room on the floor underneath the phone booths. Because in my experience it tends to just not work if you leave it just there. So, are they? Oh, they're in the shower. There we go. Shower time. There's actually more showers in each of these cells than what there needs to be. Obviously, during the early part of this Alpha 12 series, it saw me moving the cell blocks from that way, like so, like from sort of 2x3 to the current 2x3. Or 3x2, however you want to say it. From horizontal to vertical, we span them round, but I also put them in the centre as well and didn't plan on having any walls. But then once we decided to transition over to the high risk, I thought walls would be probably beneficial for everybody, really. So that's why we've got it. Right, let me go to utilities and small pipe and drag a small pipe right up to the top here, because this is obviously something I haven't got. And then we'll plumb the toilets in as well, because that would probably be something that we need to at least attempt. There we go. All done. And then that cell block is almost done. I might as well go to materials and just do this, which is finish off this. And then there's that cell block completed. And there we go. There's that. Oh, no. There we go. I'm sure there's things I'm missing out all over the place, but you know, most of the time, you know, people let me know if that's the case, which is good. More feedback means we get a better end product. And looks like that bin's actually getting used. I was actually wondering whether or not that bin is functional. Good grief, that's a big bag of rubbish. Yes, I was wondering whether that bin was actually functional. It is actually getting used. Actually, I've just realised. How many staff do I have in that kitchen? Staff, we have... Oh, we only have 4 chefs. Is that enough to feed all the prisoners? I am not too sure. Either way, we've received we've received more prisoners as of late, so I'm going to hire another chef just in case. And we can see we've got that mixed bag of prisoners coming in, and we've also got them to... Well, they started coming in up the top there, although I've just realised that that is not plumbed in properly. How good. Let me go to electrical cable and just plumb it in, like, what's the best way of doing this? Probably that. Bit of an ad hoc way of doing it, but it's in. There we go, that's plumbed in now. And, yeah, because all the centre circuit is going to be, that's going to be powered by that one. And the ones on the outside, they'll be powered by this one, which I haven't really checked. It's okay. I moved most of the capacitors over to this, to hopefully get it to, you know, not explode, which, you know, it's been successful in the sense that it hasn't exploded. But what I mean is that that has the biggest job. That has to power the canteen and the kitchen and the common room and the workshop and the laundry, and basically all the heavy lifting is done by that. The lion's share of the power is provided by that thing. And why are them people so like crowding this? Why are they crowding the plate round here? What are you doing? I don't think I trust them guys. In fact, you know what? I'm going to search them. I'm going to search these guys. Search the prisoners. Search these 3 prisoners. Like so. They are now searched. Let me go to reports and valuation for a second, just to make sure we've had no escapes. No, we haven't. That's fine. Doing alright. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, which is free time for the prisoners, and we'll be, obviously we can, you can see we're bringing more prisoners in. Most of them are just sitting out around here. Ah! Chris the Fist Mortensen. He's back. He's back! Mortensen. He is back. We've had him in pretty much every prison I think we've had. Let me just go to Contraband, the Contraband tab for a moment. Have we actually found any contraband as of late? Don't think we have. No, it's nothing's marked on here. So we're alright. We're doing alright for Contraband then. Looks like this area is almost done. They're just trying to plumb it in, put the walls in. What I need to do is wait until it has been all put in, and then see how much time we've got left, because I don't want to have these workmen doing things while we have work time, because obviously we get a deficit of supplies in the workshop, which means money slows down, which means overall it slows down. It's more efficient to get the workmen to work overnight building the prison, and in the daytime, or when it's work time in the daytime at least, get them to you know, ferry metal. It looks like they're already done, and we've only got about 45 minutes before it starts work time, so there's no point. There's no point in me actually getting them to do anything else. Although to be fair, they still have to put that one thing in there. Yeah. Oh, there we go. It is actually designated. I just didn't realise. Anyway, let's go to shower. Designate that as shower, and there's that cell block all done. Lovely. Excellent. It's actually getting a bit choppy again, but I'm not going to do another load because there's no point, because it'll just die after the end of this workday. So what I'm going to do is wait until it hits workday. I'm going to unassign... Am I going to unassign anyone? No, I'm not. I'm going to wait until it hits work, wait until they get in there, so about 12 o'clock-ish, and I'm going to smash the shakedown button and search the entire prison. If I go to reports and contraband, you can see the supply for the narcotics has increased slightly. It's increased by a little bit. The demand for narcotics has actually gone down by the look of it, but the luxuries has gone up. So, you know, that's fair enough. I'm going to go to objects and a metal detector and put a metal detector there, so then we can open up this visitation here. Because obviously there's no point in me really having that door always locked shut. Let me go to utilities for a moment, electrical cable, and then bring that electrical cable up to this one here, and then power that. There we go. And then there's that center one all powered. So, looks like our money will be going up and our frame rate is going down. And he also got utilities once more and got electrical cable. Plug this in here. I know I said I wasn't going to do any building at the start of the work hour, but putting in electrical cable doesn't really take a lot of time. So I think we can spare that. Well, we're going to have to, because I'm putting it in. So let me force open that jail door, and we're going to force open... Oh, that's already forced open, even though that metal detector isn't actually powered. But we're going to do that anyway. So yeah, I think the plan of building this as fast as possible, we're still going ahead with that. We're still putting 90% of our resources really into this, or 80%, I guess. And the others are going to metal detectors around here. But only really these two areas here. So it's just otherwise... I mean, I'm still not going to put the metal detectors in the entrances to each cell block. There's no point, not yet. But putting them in up the top here, like this visitation and the canteen and the workshop, is beneficial because we're now getting more prisoners that are, I'll use the term living up here, but I don't mean living, I mean sort of, you know, that's where their cell block is. So they're going to come from the top rather than down the bottom, and if I have this locked, they're going to have to go all the way around, which is very inefficient. It makes them pissed off, and violence, death, murder, more people going to prison because of my fault and such, so, you know. Anyway, we have 8 prisoners arriving in 18 hours. We've got 2 prisoners leaving in a couple of hours. We're probably going to... I mean, we're at 57 of 72. There's another prisoner leaving. You can see what I mean by prisoners leaving so fast, which is why I really want to get this intake and want to speed up. It looks like we've got... oh, it looks like that's working. It looks like we've got the laundry working up there. That's fine. And we've got all of these powered up now, these metal detectors. Fantastic. I'm going to click the shakedown button. this is going to really piss them off. We've got 29 prisoners say they're well treated, and 2 prisoners say they have been unnecessarily searched recently. So, I reckon that will get to probably at least 2 exclamation mark levels of unhappiness, but hopefully nothing to really make it kick off. We have 171 places to search, and hopefully we're not going to find much. I don't think we're going to find a great deal. Finish the beverage of coffee. Moving on to the beverage of water. So, I don't think we're going to find a lot, and the reason for that is I do have a fair amount of metal detectors in the right place. So, I've always had metal detectors in the canteen, for people going in the canteen, as well as visitation. Oh, found a spatula. As well as the workshop as well, which are the sort of the canteen. Well, the visitation and the workshop are the prime sources of contraband. Probably more so visitation, because the workshop. If we go to contraband for a moment, we can see that you can get, if I just zoom in a moment, you can see that you get saws, screwdrivers, hammers, drills. They're more escape pieces of equipment, which means that they're not really used at the moment, although they can be used as weapons, obviously. But, in fact, yeah, hammer's weapon, tool, metal, screwdriver, weapons and tools. But obviously the saw is only a tool, and so is the drill. It's not designated as a weapon. So, there's 2 of them things that aren't really taken, because there's no escapes in the moment, there's no tunnelling, that sort of thing at the moment. So, there's no real supply for them. Also, they know they have to walk through that metal detector, and all of them there are classed as metal. If I zoom back in again, should really stay zoomed in, we can see metal, 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 which means the metal detector will always find them. So, there's no incentive for them to take it, because they take it, and they're going to set it off as soon as they walk through it. They know they're going to set it off. It still doesn't stop them necessarily. They can then go, you know what, I'm going to risk it and go through, because if they go through behind someone that's just been activated, it basically disables for 3 seconds once it goes off once. So if it bleeps once, they can go, 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 and just charge through. Like they're trying to jump off a helicopter in Vietnam or something, like combat run through. As fast as possible, they'll go through with it. So it's not a foolproof method, but the chances are they're not going to take anything from there. However, you can get a lot of luxury items from here, so cigs, drugs, booze, and mobile phones, and they are not metal, which means it doesn't necessarily set the metal detector off, which is a problem. Obviously, we have to then manually search them. So it's really the visitation that's the prime a culprit when it comes to contraband. Also, contraband tends to just come in on the trucks because we don't search them. Let's see what this is. Spatula was brought in. As you can see, it's brought down from the truck, and the cigs were smuggled in. So yeah, there you go. It sort of proves my point, really, doesn't it? That one was brought in, the other one was smuggled in. Yep. It is 4:30. Looks like we've searched about half the prison now, although I don't know if we're going to find anything else, really. I reckon we'll find a couple more things, but nothing of great note, I don't think. Another packet of cigs. Probably smuggled in. Yeah, smuggled in. See, I don't even begrudge them cigs. I mean, you know, like things like cigarettes, booze, mobile phone. No, not booze, actually. Mobile phones and luxuries. The thing is, I don't know what type of prison I'd be running in reality. Oh, there's some poison. That I begrudge. Yeah, hang on. Right. Oh, these guys have just been searched inside here and they found some poison. They haven't even stored it anywhere, look. They just stole it from there because they work there, and now they're just sitting around with it. Okay, fair enough. But yes, anyway, with things like cigs and the mobile phones and the boo, and to a lesser extent, booze, I don't really mind them getting that, because it's not like things like cigs and mobile phones that you can't really begrudge them that. I mean, they are just trying to, improve their standard of living. I say, not really standard of living, that's the wrong term, but they're trying to just make themselves luxury items. They're just luxury items, aren't they? So they're making themselves, they've got a couple more luxury items. They're trying to, make themselves a bit happier, aren't they? Having a couple of luxury things. Whereas things like spatulas, don't know why they would need them. Things like saws and shanks and shotguns, no, we don't want any of that stuff. Why would I want that stuff? I wouldn't allow that. Poison, no, you're not allowed to steal that. Definitely not. I'm wondering if at some point later on in development there will be an option for you as the sort of prison architect stroke governor stroke commandant, or whatever you want to call yourself of these places, warden, etc. I wonder if he's going to implement somewhere that you can say, for example, say, oh, SIGs are allowed, or mobile phones are allowed, and that sort of thing, and select what contraband, or select what things are actually classed as contraband. Because currently there's tools, weapons, narcotics, and luxury items, I believe. I've got reports. Weapons, tools, narcotics, and luxuries. They're all classed as contraband by default, which means they're not supposed to have them. However, what if there was a way later on, like in the later alphas, for you to say, actually, no, luxuries are fine, and just say, right, if they're fine, if that's not classed as contraband anymore, like basically a way to edit this contraband list, and you can say, for example, I don't know. This is only for example. Later on in an alpha or whatever, you can go to contraband, and it'll give you a list of all of the sort of type of items in the game. So weapons, tools, narcotics, luxuries. There might be other things. I can't really, for the life of me, think of what other things there would be. But you can say, right, I want weapons, tools, narcotics. These are all of the contraband lists. These are on the list to be, classed as contraband. You could put all sorts in this list. Posters, etc., chess sets, games, whatever, they would probably fall into luxuries and that, but you get the idea. And then you say, right, I don't want them to have that, they're all classed as contraband, shakedown, and then, or if they just found when people were walking in, there you go, you would take it off them. Anyway, looks like we have now finished our search, which, we haven't found much at all. 6 things, not too bad at all. It's also finished work day, which means I'm going to reload. One moment. Generic greetings, and welcome to... Oh, actually, wait, I've done that bit, haven't I? Yes. Right, so we have these 3 areas to do. Do I put any more metal detectors in the meantime? I don't think I need to. Maybe in the common room, but there's no real... You can't steal anything from the common room. There's nothing to actually steal from there. I mean, they can stash things in there, and they probably could stash things in the holding cell, but it's not really anything we need at the moment, is it? No, I'm not going to bother. We have 690 generic credits. We received 2,652 generic credits at the end of each day from our daily income. We'll also receive about 9 grand, which we got exactly 9 grand the last time, but hopefully we'll receive about that this time, which means we have enough to build this area, another cell block. It's because we've got cell block, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, then we'll have J, K, and then X. Because we have to have a cell block X. You have to have an X somewhere in the name of the in the title of something, in the name of a game, like Extreme, cell block X. You need an X somewhere. It makes it much better. It markets better, according to Stargate and other sort of TV shows of that ilk. So, we also need to eventually put some, I was going to say carpet, but I didn't mean carpet. I need to put some turf around here, or I could use dirt, but I think turf looks better. We'll put turf around here. We also need to put in tiles inside, well, everywhere really. At the moment we've just got the standard concrete floor, which is something I'm going to fix at some point. I'm going to redo it all. But like almost every single, I think every series, no, apart from the earlier series as far as I can recall, I've always put the flooring in right at the very end, because it is just an aesthetic choice. It makes no difference really to anything, to be honest. As some people have sometimes violently pointed out and aggressively pointed out to me, the standard concrete floor is walk speed fast. So there's no point to really put... I used to put concrete tiles in because they're walk speed fast, but there's no point in putting any other floor in really, because they're on the fastest walk speed possible. So I don't know. We'll see. I might think about putting the concrete tiles everywhere, even around here, and only having grass here. I don't know. I've never done that before. I might do that. That might look good, mightn't it? Because then this grass here will really stand out. I don't know, actually. That might be an idea, mightn't it? Because obviously I've got these walkways are concrete tiles. We have concrete tiles there. But imagine if I made all of these concrete tiles. I'm probably going to use marble, white, fancy, or probably ceramic floor, actually, inside here. But I don't know yet. Inside the cell blocks and such. I might put them around inside here and in the laundry and such. But I might use concrete tiles on the outside. I don't know. It depends what I use inside, because if I end up using concrete tiles on the inside, which is something I always tend to do for some reason, it's not going to look good on the outside as well. Anyway, 9,400 generic credits. Not bad at all. Let me go to foundation straight away. Click building and designate all that as foundation. We'll also go to objects and jail door and shove that there and let them workmen build that. Fantastic. Yeah, anyway, sort of digressing back to what I was on about the contraband. I think that's a good idea, actually. That would be something that, I don't know why, but at this point in the videos, I always start chipping my own development ideas, which are probably absolute dross rubbish and completely, useless in every single form, but, I can give my opinions, why not? My video and all that, and people seem to like to hear them, actually. I would like that, the idea of you have a list in this contraband tab, or maybe not call it contraband, whatever they would like to call it. The name is obviously can be subject to change, but have a big list of all of the types of things in here in the prison. So weapons, tools, narcotics, luxuries, decorative items, prisoner, personal, pornography, or whatever, anything really, anything in this list you could have. And you basically have a tick your box, or you just add them to a list, so you can go, I want weapons, tools, luxuries added to the contraband list. That's now classed as contraband. When people search, or when they walk through the metal detectors, when they search, etc., all of them things will actually all of them things will be classed as contraband for the purposes of them getting taken away from the prisoners, whereas the rest will be fine. I mean, it means you can have some really interesting prisons where you can just say everything contraband apart from weapons. Then that would make it a bit interesting. But I think that is probably a good idea, because then you can start saying, right, everything is contraband, and you can run a absolutely totalitarian, hard prison where, nothing is, if you say, for example, you get caught with one thing, you're locked up for 9 hours of solitary, really hard edge prisons. Or you can go the other way and say, yeah, everything's allowed apart from weapons and tools. Everything's fine. At least that is, that's another gameplay element to the whole management side of the Prison-Arcitect game as it stands. Well, not as it stands, but as the sort of introducing more and more. Like with things, especially like with the latest narcotics and stuff. That's not really a construction thing. That's more of a management thing, which is I like the introduction of that. I like the way that's moving forward, and looking forward to more of that sort of thing in the future. But I think adding the ability to alter the contraband, or what you perceive, or what your prison is, designates as contraband. I think if you could change what is classed as contraband or not, that would be a nice little element, a nice little facet to add to the already multifaceted game what we have at the moment. Although alpha game is alpha, so in 6 months, God knows what we'll have. I cannot argue with the speed of things that get the speed at which things are getting added to the game. I mean, if you think back at Alpha 1, it's there's so much being added since then. I can think of several other games that were and still in Alpha that have really gone nowhere. But we're not going to go on to that. Alpha game is alpha. You take risks with everything with alpha games, don't you? Although, Prison-Arcitect seems to be a pretty safe bet. Anyway, this cell block is now getting constructed, as you can see. I've put in all of the beds, all of the toilets in here, designate these as cells, put all of the area, made all this area up here, which is our shower area. Looks like everything's put in. You know what? I might as well finish it off by going to brick wall and just finish the lot. Just do the lot in one go, designate it all. A couple of people suggested I should use the clone tool, but by the time I'd cloned all the individual sections, because you can't just go click, drag, and clone the entire chunk. You can only control I think it's a 4x5 area you can clone, so it's just as quick for me to do it this way. Especially since the design is pretty generic, because I'm just copying it over from this side, or in the case of the bottom, we're mirroring it over. But you get the idea. It's just as easy for me to do this because I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I know. I just said that because I perceive to know what I'm doing. I can quickly just do it like that, and then it's all done. Let me just go to the bench as well. And obviously, it's easy for me to just scroll the screen like you can see I have done, and move things over like I have done. Let me go to, and just sort of copy it over and use this for reference. Let me go to common room and put common room in there and there, and then there. And then undesignate that bit as common room because it's a bit too long. I don't think that was designated. Yes, it was. Okay, and then we can go to objects, and then we can go to phone booth and put in a phone booth there, and there. Spin it around there, and there. And then finally, CCTV, Bosch, and Bosch. There's that done. Well, not really done. Did he just walk through a wall? I'm pretty sure he's walked through a wall. Ah, well. Magic workman. Or super heroic workman. Who knows? He could have magic, could have superpowers, he could be from the future, who has really, really advanced technology. He could be from the past, which has really, really advanced technology. A long time ago, a galaxy far, far away. I don't know why it was in the past, but, somehow in the future. I think I'll digress back to my original topic of actually playing the game rather than how I managed to get onto that, I don't know. Anyway, yes, so this is all put in. I need to designate the shower, but not yet, because... Actually, you know what? It's safe. No, it's not. I always go to do that. Yeah, it's safe to designate that as shower, but it's sort of not at the same time. It's not safe to designate that as shower. I need to wait until they've actually put the drains in. Although, to be fair, they haven't put the heads in there yet, so, whatever, anything could happen. One of the bad things about queuing it up like this, it takes them ages to go and do. Although, to be fair, the time if I did it separately, if I queued it up in individual bits, it probably takes the same amount. It takes the same amount of time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. At least this way, we know that we're getting like one a day. We're getting one full cell block per day, which is okay. I think that's alright. Right, are they actually going to do that? Let me speed it up. Let me press the speed up button, and they can go and actually put it all in. And we got 3 prisoners ready for release. I'm almost certainly. Oh, it's Featherstone. Mark Featherstone's leaving. Oh. Let's see Featherstone off, shall we? Let's wait for him. We're going to wait for him at the door here. And we're going to see him come through and leave. There he is. There he is. Mark Featherstone, age 30. Sentenced to 11 years for carjacking 78276. That's a different Featherstone. Is that a different Featherstone? It can't be. No, I thought we had a different Featherstone than that. Unless it's randomly changed his sort of biography in his text. Pretty sure we had a different one, but anyway. Let me go to... Well, let's go back on the report. You can see we have 61 prisoners, maximum of 78. Obviously, that's going to increase once we finish these 2 cell blocks off. And... we now have 38 high risk and 25 normal risks. You see the normal risks are really, they're filtering out quite quick actually. It probably is not going to take too many more days of that happening for us to have really no medium risks. I'm guessing there's going to be a couple lying around. But, we'll see what happens with that. What I might do, I'm probably going to get rid of that holding cell probably later this episode or maybe early next one because it's something we don't need. We're receiving... Oh, we're going to have 10 prisoners tomorrow. Well, that'll take us, well, nowhere near our maximum capacity. We're on to 61 now, and to be honest, we're building faster than we're receiving. I should really edit the save file and just receive 30 prisoners all in one go, but no. We don't need to yet at all. We can obviously receive them. The intake's fine as it is. We're fine as it is. Right. So we got 3,000. Oh, we've got that beeping. So it looks like someone's getting searched. We have 3,268 generic credits per day coming in from our daily income. We currently have 4,234 generic credits sitting in the bank, which is enough for. Probably another one of these. Not furnished, you understand, just the actual foundations of the cell block. I think that's what I'll do. In the meantime, I'll go to rooms and we'll go to the shower and designate the top of the shower. And there we have another area. Another full cell block done. Obviously, the doors in these entire things are probably going to cost... it costs about 700 not each, I believe. Oh, no, 1,700, isn't it? 200 the jail door. So we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 1,600 each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That up there, that's 16,000 plus change of 17, 18. Lots of money. It's going to cost a couple of days just to put cell doors on the entire place. A couple of days of money just to put cell doors in everywhere. Happiness. I should really have put the doors in as I went, because it's going to take a couple of days of me just going... Oh, what? Oh, money. Cell doors. Cell doors are put in now. Wait another 24 hours. Yay! Yeah, perhaps not the best idea I've ever had, leaving the cell doors till the last minutes. I don't even know if we're going to put cell doors on. We should really put cell doors on, but it's just something I've never bothered with, obviously. Right, there's a couple of things I need to think about now. With the amount of prisoners we're getting, I probably need to expand the canteen somewhat. So let's get on that, shall we? I'm going to go to Objects and Table. Actually, no, what time is it? It is... Oh, it's work time right now. Let me not do that. Let me wait. Let me speed it up. And I will wait until the... Do I need to wait? Nah, sack it, we don't. We can get them working. Let me go to Objects and Table. But think about where I'm going to place this, because if I have it... Well... If I have a bench, table, bench, space, bench, table, bench, it's not going to fit in. So I think I was going to put it like that, wasn't I? Bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench. Yeah, I think I was going to do that. Although I could have sort of bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench, and then oh, that's a bit close. No, we'll have it with the gap like I did before. So probably bench, table, bench, bench, table, bench. Then we've got a gap down either side. I think that will do me just nicely. Let me go to my objects and then bench. You're probably sick of hearing that word now. But there we go. There's all the benches put in. Tables, spin them round, put the tables in. And that should be probably enough for what we have, because you have to remember that the prisoners, they don't all eat at once. Well, they always turn up there at once, because, you know, when it's eat time, assuming they're still following your regime, they will come there. But if they're not hungry, they'll just stand around and go, not hungry? No, not hungry. And they'll just stand around. So, you know, we don't need to necessarily seat everybody in the canteen, is what I'm trying to say. Especially when you've got 2 blocks of eat time, which is a bit of a waste, actually. If you see, I go for my regime, I've got eat time there 2 hours and eat time there 2 hours. Now I know there's it's sort of, as far as I can tell, divided opinion whether or not it's best to have 1 block of eat time on like a high meal quality or quantity, should I say, and the variety high, or even just medium, and just have it once per day in, like, you know, wherever, or have it twice like I have it. I prefer it twice because it just keeps them content, although it is a big waste of time in one respect, because as you can see, I've got 4 hours of eat. That's a fair amount of eat time for the 24-hour regime. If I had, I could do so much more with them 2 hours. I mean, I would probably put them to work for another 2 hours and then have, you know, that's all I'd probably do, actually. I'd probably just have an extra 2 hours of work. I wouldn't give it free time at all, I don't think. I might, you know, at the most, I would have I would use that spare 2 hours from the not eating to have 1 hour of 1 hour of work and 1 hour of free. I don't think I would give them all free time. I certainly wouldn't. But I think giving it another 2 hours of work time, so we have a full 10 hours of work, is probably a bit risky. But anyway, looks like these guys are actually... Are they? Yes, they're actually sweeping it okay. Like I said, I had a problem earlier with them not tidying up. How many do I have? Janitors. I have 1 janitor. I'm going to hire another janitor, actually, which is obviously bringing my money down per day. But we did have a couple of areas that were unclean, and I'd rather hire another janitor for them to sort that out. 2,664 generic credits remaining, which is not really enough to build anything of note, really. So what I'm going to do is go to reports. Actually, no, it is. We could probably build that area there. Yeah, if I got foundation, I could probably build, you know, do the foundation here. Let me do that. That's going to cost... Ooh, that was risky. I don't have enough. I have 354 generic credits, but we're still carrying on our workday, which means that we're probably going to buy some more metal in. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go quickly to objects and jail door, put the jail door in so that actually builds itself, because otherwise they were going to buy metal in like that, and that would have almost, if I didn't click that there, I mean, sort of not really, but if I didn't click that there, I might not have had enough to place that door, which means that would have sat there for ages until the 12 o'clock instead of being designated and built. So I need to put that door in quick. But I thought that was going to put us into minuses, that actually, but we haven't. We haven't been put into minuses with that sheet metal, although what we have been put into is a very low frame rate once more, because we've got this massive amount of work time and all of the performance issues that comes with that, and for some reason I always have problems with it, especially later on in the series once the prison gets more finalised. Like I say, my computer isn't exactly a slouch, but it's getting on a little bit, especially with obviously the added burden of trying to record as well. Oh, there we go, and now we're into minuses. 123 generic credits spent, minus 95 we're on now. Lovely. And it's also sitting on the wagon because I've stupidly told them all to actually go and build all this, which I should have probably left. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was going to say that was going to be a problem because we would have had a deficit of the sheet metal, but no, we don't, because you normally buy it when the stack gets low. Or sometimes if the stack, if you use all the stack in the saw, you'll buy some more sheet metal. But it's also when the stack gets low, you'll buy more in and then just place it on top and it'll be spread about. But as you can see, we've still got sheet metal lying on the top here, and we've got it all on the vans. It sort of preemptively buys it. It doesn't wait until you've got 0 and then buy a stack in. So because we were close to our end of work day, it didn't really much matter. So we've got a free time at the moment, and then we're going to have eat time. I'm going to wait until it's finished eat time and back onto free before I finally do a reload, I think, after this one's been completed as well. We can't actually build anything else. Is that going to get itself designated? And let me just force that door open. There we go. And there's that one designated. I'm going to cancel them two lights off because we just don't need them, because we're going to put our walls over there. In fact, I realised that these areas, they've only got 2 lights in, there and there, because... Oh no, there... Is there a light there as well? I don't think there is. There's a light there and there's a light there, but we don't have one in the shower. We don't have any in the cells. It tries to put 8 lights in, and then I cancel these back 2 off because that's where this is going to run. And then that, and that are exactly where the walls run. As you can see, look, it's perfectly in line with the walls. So they get cut off as well. So we only have a couple of lights in. Oh no, we do have a light over there. We do have a light. So we've got 3 lights in the entire thing. Obviously, it must be more than enough, I'm guessing. There's been no complaints about dark lighting. Not that they complain about dark lighting, you understand, but, it seems to be okay. Water. So, I think, do I need to, I'm trying to think, do I need to put them lights in then? No, I do not. There's enough lighting. The game intentionally overlights it because I'm assuming it overlights it because it knows you're going to be putting walls in and some of it will get, taken out. I'm assuming that's why it overlights it. It would be nice. It's a nice idea to think that that's been thought of. However, I fear that it also might just be a case of the game overlights it because it's been designated that. Well, obviously it's been designated that way, so it places the lights in that particular order. But it might do that because of no thought at all. It's just that's how it is, and that's how it's stuck by. But it's a nice thought to think that prior thoughts being put into say yes, that's all been thought about, and everything's fine. I've just realised the game's speeded right back up again, and I haven't even loaded it. Alpha game is most assuredly a alpha. I'm now getting more FPS than I ever have this entire series. How the... Alpha game's alpha. Right, so I need to do another shakedown. I'll do that tomorrow morning, but what I really need to do is get this done. I don't think we're going to get this one done this episode. Well, I know we're not going to get this one done this episode, but the plan is once I get money here, so I'll just unpause it. I'll bring it back to normal speed, should I say. Here's our money coming in. 9,000, 10,000, 10,100. Not bad. That was just from license plates alone. So let me go to materials, brick wall, and we will shove in the brick wall at the back here. Yes, this one we won't be getting in this episode. I'm just going to be finishing this one off. Let me go to cell, and then build the cells. Well, or at least designate the cells. This just is more of an aid to myself, so I know where I'm placing things. And then we can undo the ones that I mess up. There we go. There's all them put in. Then we need to go to objects, and then bed, spin the bed round, shove them all in, and then... Oh, There we go, and then put them in the other side like so, and then we'll go to toilets, do the same thing. We'll do top and bottom this time. I'm a maverick. We'll do some at the other way. We'll do it differently. Shower heads, 3 on the top left, 3 on the top right, spin it around, bottom left, bottom right, or bottom right, bottom left, however you would like to say it. Then we need to go to drain, put the 2 drains in, go to utilities, electrical cable, drag the electrical cable up to about there. We go to our small pipe right up to the top to plumb in the top areas, as you can see, and then we'll put 2 down, which powers, well, at least puts water to the toilets there, which is okay. Never really thought about the prisoners, however. I don't know whether if they flush that toilet, it then comes out of the shower heads and then down this way, but I really don't want to think about that. I don't know. I'm guessing that water pipes and sewer pipes are they're just generic pipes. They're not going to it's not going to be differentiated, because that would be a little bit over the top probably. You know, with the with if you had like 2 sets of, you know, pipes, and, you know, maybe even if, you know, you could, where's the limit? If you had to have like water pipe, you had to have you know, you had to have a main water pipe, you had to have the secondary water pipes for actual plumbing other things in, you had to have a sewage pipe, then you had electrical cable, you have your normal electrical cable, then you'll have your 3-phase or your more high voltage or high ampage electrical cables for the workshop presses and for the things like that, and then you'd have to have maybe data lines to run the CCTV cameras off. Yeah, there's a reason why that hasn't been implemented, because it's a bit confusing and sort of pointless in reality. You know, you want the system to be, you know, functional, but also fun. Primarily fun. Jump cut. See, you don't notice these jump cuts at all, do you? Not at all. So this is getting built. We are almost there. I'm going to speed it up for a moment. We've got 10,055 generic credits remaining, 2,904 daily cash flow. We're going to receive another 10 prisoners in 3 hours, 50 odd minutes. Actually, that's obviously seconds. But we're going to receive them shortly, which will take us up to 68, and that's nowhere near what we can actually hold. We're going to be able to hold over 100 prisoners, I think. Is it over 100? We got currently 87. Is that right? 88 now. And I'm going to put this in, which will be, what, 96 prisoners? 96 prisoners, I think. With another 4 put in? No, another 8 put in, even. Yeah. 96 prisoners. More than pod prison. Not bad at all. Obviously, this holding cell we're going to get rid of. In fact, I'm going to take the opportunity now to dismantle these areas. Dismantle all of the toilets and such. Go to objects. Actually, no. Rooms. And go to common room. Undesignate the holding cell. And then redesignate that bit as common room. And there we go. It's now all common room. If I go to utilities, we can see that I have not run any utilities in there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to dismantle it. Oh god, they're trying to sleep on the beds as I'm dismantling them. Oh, that was... I just imagine the workman coming over, excuse me, just picking it up and just flinging the guy, just turning the beds on its side to go and dismantle it. Right, anyway, looks like that's all put in. Let me go to my materials, brick wall. Let's shove the brick walls in. There we go. And put all of these brick walls in. And get this one done. There's the brick walls put in. We're also going to go to objects, bench, spin the bench round, put a bench in there, bench in there. We can go to the phone booth and shove a phone booth in there, spin it round there. Then we can go to our CCTV, which I'm getting close to not being able to have any more. I can only have another couple more. Hang on. I'll be on 20. And then 21, 22, and then we'll have a couple left over. Yeah, that was always the plan. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll need another CCTV monitor put in there, but that's okay. I need to go to my rooms, which I'm already on. A common room, and designate these areas as common room. So the phone booths actually function, and we might as well also keep on rooms, go to shower, designate the top of the shower. There's that plumbed in, and that's done. Oh, there we go. Looks like these are all... These got a couple of... pieces of contraband, and it looks like there's more coming off. I very much doubt the ones that are coming in actually... I wish that would be a change, actually. I wish... Obviously, the way the game works, I'm guessing, just by looking at things like the jobs queue, is that jobs are queued up, for obviously. However, that guy there, I wish when... Oh, yeah, that guy had a fork on him. I wish if a guy's... Oh, and a set of keys. Ah. Where's them set of keys, actually? Let me go back to normal speed. Set of keys? Where are the set of keys? Oh, there they are. I wish as soon as someone was brought through, it would search them there and then. Or maybe if you could search on the move as well. Actually, no, that wouldn't work. You're not supposed that would be silly. That's silly, Andrew. Don't be stupid. But at the moment, it seems that they'll take them to the cells and then search them. Actually, that's all right, though, isn't it? Just as long as it doesn't take them somewhere and then they walk off and then another officer comes along to search them, because that was something that historically it likes to do. Like, say for example, if someone tried to get through that door, someone over here is assigned the task, so they have to walk all the way along instead of the guy right next to the door. That does happen. Anyway. We have 66 prisoners of 88. I have 6,000 credits remaining. I might as well go to a building and just put this building in. I might as well put this building in, jail door. There we go, and get them to do that. I mean, it's work time, which is the worst time for me to have done this. I'm breaking my own rule and have done several times throughout this, just this episode alone, rather than don't even mention the other episodes I've broken this rule. But yeah, we'll build that, and then hopefully by the time they've put the foundations in, they'll be able to go back and start, moving all of this, moving the inevitable just truckloads of steel that's just backed up, and we got like a 20 truck pile up, just all waiting to unload steel, because we always get that. I'm even out of water beverage now. Technically, I don't think water's a beverage. It's generally classed as something other than water, but you know. Why is that not classed as... there we go, laundry. Laundry always gets shouted at. Oh no, it's not a room. Well, it is a room. It says it's required a laundry basket, but it's because they transfer the laundry baskets off. I was actually thinking, do I need another ironing board and another laundry machine? I don't know. Either way, I am actually going to go to objects and go to at least ironing board. Put another one in. Probably good idea to put another laundry machine in, actually. Oh no, we don't. The good thing about laundry is that although the laundry works fine now. I'm glad to say that the laundry pretty much works fine. I don't know about having multiple laundries. I don't know if that's a bug that's still in the game. I don't know whether it's something you can have or not. But either way, the laundry seems to work fine for me these days, or at least it does for these alphas. But one thing that's always not bugged me, but one thing that's quite good, actually, now that I come to think of it, is that you will send all your guys off for the laundry. They'll go and work, and they'll take the laundry baskets to each individual area, and then hand the laundry out. But then the dirty ones will come back. Normally next day, in fact, because I've just delivered laundry. They're going to that guy, for example, has just put a laundry basket in here. Now, it doesn't look like there's any dirty laundry on the floor. So the one or two that they'll pick up, they'll brought back here, like that. There, we've got how much is in that stack? They got 14 uniforms. That was probably from the entire prison. That was them 14 uniforms were probably from the entire prison. Because the laundry is getting done every day, and we're transferring, we are handing out clean uniforms like this, like you see that guy delivering it every day to the people that need it. It means that there's not like, it's not like, you get your laundry once per week where everybody goes, right, dirty bump, and you get like, you get, in this case, I've got 66 prisoners. You don't get 66 dirty uniforms put on the floor, and then you have to deal with that all in one go by washing it all and that sort of thing. It comes in, every day you do a little bit. You keep on top of it, is what I'm trying to say. So you don't need the capacity to do everything. Although, to be fair, after saying that, you can see that the there's dirty uniforms waiting to get washed, and the laundry's now full. I'm really hoping that the laundry machine does have a fast cycle on it. I might have to add another laundry machine, but we'll see. Anyway, 3,582 generic credits. We receive 3,608 per day. Looks like the workmen are busy carrying steel from the area here. So I don't think it is going to be of any use of me actually like putting all of these things in here. I'm actually going to go to electrical cable and just put the electrical cable and just sort of stop them flashing. Although, to be fair, it's not going to matter because them are going to disappear once I put the doors in. The walls in even. Ah, well. Who cares? Anyway, oh, there we go. Yes, the laundry's getting... Yeah, the laundry's getting done. Lovely. Let me just go to reports a second, go to validation, evaluation even, and no escapes, no unsolved murders, no serious injuries. Danger level 27 prisoners say they're well treated, one prisoner, that's a new word, one prisoners are suppressed. Let's have a quick, it's probably because of that jail keys, actually. It's probably because or the fork. Basically, they've been found to have something naughty on them. You know, so they get shouted at, and they go, oh, okay, no problem. I'm sorry. And that's what happened. Yeah, definitely. Right, I think I'm going to go to my objects, and... do I need another laundry machine? I don't think so. I might put one in, just for... because I can. Not yet, not now, though. I'm not going to leave that. I'm going to leave it for now. I am going to, however, go to my... I'm going to put metal detector in. I'm going to put one there. And make sure it's plumbed in, actually, utilities, electrical cable, and we will run electrical cable up to it there. I'll put it there because it's going to place electrical cable there and electrical cable there itself, which it'll connect itself up. I could place another laundry machine. It probably would be beneficial, especially when we get the more prisoners, because as you can see, 66 prisoners, we were only just over really half capacity. I mean, I know that's not technically true, but we're definitely closer to half capacity than we are to full capacity. Although we're going to save another 8 prisoners and such, so hopefully we'll be okay. But, you know, who knows what's going to happen. Anyway, we're still on work time, nearly coming to 5 o'clock here. I have 2,245 generic credits. Let me go to materials, brick wall, and then we'll brick this area off here. I'm also going to go to rooms, cell, and you guessed it, for the final time of this episode, I am going to designate these as cells. For the final time this Alpha 12 series, in fact, because that is all of the cells we're going to be placing. I actually didn't think I'd get that one put in. In fact, I'm pretty sure about 10 minutes ago I said, we will not be doing that cell block this episode. Look, shows you how much shows you how little I know, really, doesn't it? 1,619 generic credits. Not enough to furnish this, especially considering the beds are 200 each. And we have to put toilets in as well. So, I think we will leave it there. This is being extremely productive. We've got 4 full cell blocks put in. These 4 here. We've received... how many prisoners have we received, in fact? We've got prisoners... a fair amount. As you can see, the normal risk is down to 20, and now the high risk is up to 46. I was going to say we've received about 40 prisoners. We probably have done, but because of the normal risk ones leaving, being released and such, it doesn't feel like that amount. Obviously, we've only gone up from... what were we on? We were on 50 or something, or high 40s at the start of the episode. Something like that, so we've hardly gone up any when you look at it, but that's because of the normal security leaving. However, because of the way we're doing things, because maximum security tend to have longer sentences and don't go for parole and leave more, that should start to speed up. Looks maximum safe capacity is 88. That is not strictly true. That'll go up to 96. That'll go up to 96. So, nearly 100 prisoners, that's not too bad at all. So, next episode we will be finishing off this final cell block here. We will start putting in all of the metal detectors around the cell box as well as other places. Probably finish off the common room. Start thinking about expanding the kitchen because it's probably looking a little bit too small. We may even rearrange the canteen for it to be just a little bit closer together. I might move these closer. Split them up a bit. We'll see. Your comments for that, actually. What do you think we should do with the canteen? Do you think it's adequate? Assuming we had 96 prisoners, A, is that canteen adequate? And B, if it isn't, what would your suggestions for layout be? Just a rough idea. I also need to probably finish off the this power station. When I mean finish off, I mean put in a final capacitor just for sake of completion. We need to... do the same here, although we won't need to have... There's Martin again. We won't need to have loads of capacitors around here because it's only really got the job of, well, it's only really got the job of powering the top and the bottom part of the prison. But because all the heavy lifting, like, you know, all of the CCTV, the washing machines, the metal detectors in the center, the workshop saws and presses, and all the kitchen, that's all powered by this one, which is why this one has the lion's share of the work. So we won't really need to add many capacitors around this one, maybe a couple more, but it depends on just how much putting, 12 metal detectors in. It depends how much that starts to push the power station. Obviously, we'll play that by ear as we go. But yeah, that'll be next episode. Depending on how far we get next episode, it might even be the last one. I don't know, because obviously we need to tile the prison. We need to put the floors under and such. So it'll depend on really how far we get. But we're definitely close to the end now. Light at the end of the tunnel, indeed. So thank you very, very much for watching. Comments in the comments. Take care, and generic partings.